Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Michelle Fondin. I've been a prenatal yoga teacher since 2008 and I'm a mother of 3. Today we are going to do yoga breathing for pregnancy, labor, and delivery. The reason why breathing is so incredibly important in pregnancy is because there are so many things happening during your pregnancy. There are many reasons why you might be anxious or afraid, and there might be many reasons why you might have rapid breath or shallow breath during your pregnancy. And in fact, the baby, as it's growing in your uterus, it pushes up on the diaphragm, and that gives you this sense of not being able to breathe adequately or having shallow breathing, or maybe going into a panic, because our breathing is directly linked to our mental state. Yes, I know that sounds crazy, but the slower and calmer your breath, the slower and calmer you will be as well. Your mind will be put at ease with proper breathing, and you will have the oxygen-rich blood that is necessary for yourself and for your growing baby. And in all of my online prenatal yoga classes, I'm going to encourage you to breathe like this throughout your yoga classes. Now the timestamps are below. I'm going to be coaching you through this, but if you want to jump straight ahead to some of the breathing exercises, please go ahead. In this video, we are going to do 2 breathing exercises, one called the 3-part breath or Dirga, and the second one called the Ujyayi breath, which I call the Darth Vader breath. Yes, I call it the Darth Vader breath because it kind of sounds like Darth Vader. So with no further ado, we're going to just begin with these breathing techniques so that you can practice them in your yoga classes and throughout your day, especially if you start to get anxious, worried, frightened, irritated, and with the changing hormones in your body, that is very easy to do. So the first breath is called the 3-part breath or Dirga. Now, I'm going to talk you through this a little bit before we start doing it because it's going to sound counterintuitive to your regular breathing. So a lot of times we are taught to chest breathe, and many of the reasons come rooted in childhood actually, or as you were growing up in adolescence. So it's like stuck in the gut, and then we end up breathing from the chest. So if you ask somebody to take a nice deep breath, usually they're gonna take the breath up here going, Now instead, we're going to do the 3-part breath, which is diaphragmatic breathing. So it's breathing from the lower belly first. Now, the other counterintuitive aspect as you think about breathing is that we have a tendency to breathe in and suck in our tummy and breathe out and inflate our tummy, when in reality, it's completely the opposite. The way the diaphragm works is that it's going to expand the belly as you inhale and contract the belly as it's expelling the air through the lungs and out the mouth or nose. And thirdly, we are going to do nose breathing, not mouth breathing. Mouth breathing has its place in certain aspects of yoga breath or yoga breathing, but most of the time you're going to be doing nose breathing. And the reason being is that mouth breathing by itself can create a lot of worry and anxiety. So we're gonna do nose breathing, which is the natural form of breathing. If you are healthy, then you are breathing through your nose and not through your mouth. And let's begin by bringing awareness to our belly. So to that end, I'm gonna have you place your hands on your lower abdomen. Placing your hands on your lower abdomen, kind of below the baby bump, and be mindful of that belly expanding and contracting on its own. Now, one thing that my students get worried about sometimes is, oh my God, if I mindfully contract the belly with my muscles, am I going to hurt the baby? The answer is no, because your baby is well cushioned. And think of the muscular contractions in your belly when you're doing mindful breathing, kind of like a massage. So those muscles, as it squeezes your belly in, is just giving your baby a nice little massage. And the other thing about mindful breathing is that it is bringing oxygen-rich blood to your bloodstream, and therefore that oxygen-rich blood is moving into the placenta as well. So hands on the lower belly, if you would like to, you can go ahead and close your eyes, relax your shoulders back and down. And the 3-part breath starts from the lower abdomen. So I'd like you to push against your hands. As you inhale from the lower abdomen, the air is going to go naturally into the mid-belly, right about here. And then it's just going to gradually move up into the chest. But if you're doing this correctly, you're not really inflating the chest or puffing it out. And then as you exhale through the nose, it's going to be chest, mid-belly, and then lower abdomen, contracting the belly inward toward the spine. And you can also refer to this as a balloon breath, as like inflating the balloon from the bottom, because usually if you're blowing up a balloon, it's going to inflate first from the bottom, and then the air is going to fill up that balloon and move up to the top. So again, inhale lower abdomen, mid-belly, and chest, and exhale chest, mid-belly, and lower abdomen. Inhale lower abdomen, mid-belly, and chest, and exhale chest, mid-belly, and lower abdomen. 2 more times. Inhale lower abdomen, mid-belly, chest, and exhale chest, mid-belly, and lower abdomen. Good. Just relaxing your hands down to your lap, relaxing your shoulders here. We're going to go into our second breathing technique called the Ujyayi breath, which is a sounding breath. I like to call it the Darth Vader breath, as I mentioned, because it kind of sounds like Darth Vader. My kids call it the angry breath. Now, we normally do this when we're letting off steam, don't we? We go, right? We're letting off steam. We just make a big sigh, a big exhale, maybe an exasperated sigh. But this is more slow and controlled. This is called the heating breath, but it's also a great mindful breath to do during labor and delivery. Why? Because it's naturally calming. It naturally calms you, just as that exhale, if you're exasperated or angry, just as that natural exhale tends to calm you. Why do we do it? Because it calms us. So we're going to use our belly breath as well as the sounding breath. But first, I'd like you to bring your hand up, and I'd like you to exhale into your hand like you're fogging up a pair of eyeglasses to clean them. So it's like this. Can you feel that heat on your hand as you exhaled the word ha? So that is the key word here. We're going to exhale the word ha, just like you would exhale and say the word ha, like this. Now, instead of saying the word ha, we're going to close our mouth and say the word ha like this. Can you hear that slight humming sound, that slight exhale sound? It might sound like a light snore as well. As we exhale, we're going to say that word ha with the lips closed. But in addition to that, we're going to inhale and say the word ha. So it's going to sound like this. Again, it's really subtle, and I would like you to practice this by inhaling, saying the word ha, and inflating the belly like the balloon breath, and exhale, say the word ha, and you're going to deflate the belly or bring the belly button in toward the spine, giving your baby a nice hug. So let's go ahead and practice this Ujyayi breath or Darth Vader breath. So we're going to inhale ha, and exhale ha. Inhale, ha. And exhale, ha. Inhale, ha. And exhale, ha. Last time, inhale, ha. And exhale. Good. Okay, so let's put it all together. We're going to start with the 3-part breath, Dirga, and then move into the Ujjayi ocean breath, Darth Vader breath, whatever you want to say it, whatever you want to call it is totally fine. So we're going to place our hands on our lower belly right below the baby bump, and we're going to relax the shoulders back and down, and we're going to start with the 3-part breath, Dirga. So inhaling, lower abdomen, inflate, push your belly into your hands. Naturally allow the air to go into the mid-belly. Allow it to rise up into the chest. And then exhale, chest, mid-belly, and lower abdomen. Inhale, lower abdomen, mid-belly, and chest. And exhale, chest, mid-belly, and lower abdomen. Inhale, lower abdomen, mid-belly, and chest. And exhale, chest, mid-belly, and lower abdomen. Now we're going to still use our 3-part breath, but let's infuse the Ujjayi breath with a sounding breath right into it. So hopefully already just with this practice, you're feeling a little calmer. I know in the beginning, it's very cerebral, right? You're really thinking about things. But after a while, especially if you practice these 2 breathing techniques during all the online yoga classes I have on this channel, you'll start to feel into it. It'll come naturally for you. So go ahead and inhale using the ha breath. Inhale. And exhale, contract. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Now you might notice a couple of things. You might notice that you take deeper breaths while you're using these breathing techniques. The second thing you might notice is that your baby moves a little bit more. And you might be wondering why your baby is moving more. And the reason is because you are bringing bigger amounts of oxygen to the baby through this breathing technique. And so because you're bringing more oxygen through the placenta, your baby's actually going to be moving more and more active. And so that's what you might notice as well. I wanted to give you one final tip for the breathing, especially the Ujjayi breath, is called tongue at fire point. Tongue at fire point is an acupressure point that will help you stay focused and calm you down faster. So you're going to take the tip of your tongue and place it on the roof of the mouth behind the 2 front teeth on the gum line right there. So as you're doing the breathing technique, you can just place the tip of the tongue behind the 2 big teeth, the front teeth, on the gum line. And it kind of opens up the mouth, the throat, the palate, so that you can get more air in and more air out, especially when you are practicing the Ujjayi breath. So I hope this was helpful to you during your pregnancy. please do use it in labor and delivery, but practice it well before so that it becomes second nature when you're entering into labor, and you don't even have to think about it if you practice it. Thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for subscribing to my channel below. Click on the bell, scroll up to all for all notifications. Thank you for giving the video a thumbs up. Please do share this with other pregnant women in your life, and I will see you in the next video.